Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. It is me, Jordan Young, back with another certified hood classic. Today we're going to be talking about the rise of ASICS footwear. Yeah, we are here in 2024 in a time where ASICS are like one of the most poppin' brands in sneakers right now. To celebrate this episode, I have also a review of the recently released ASICS Gel NYC Hidden New York collab. So let's start off with my cheeky review on these sneakers. These dropped last week here in the UK. In fact, I think there's one or two retailers that still have raffles pending for these. They did release through Hidden New York last month, and so there are plenty of people that have long been in receipt of these, and so in true sneakernomics fashion, I'm bringing you my thoughts on these late. Hidden New York is like an Instagram mood board turned brand, and they've partnered up with ASICS on the Gel NYC, and if you have a look at the box, it's pretty cool, pretty clean, pretty understated. One of the main themes or motifs is digital tools, Photoshop, editing software, that type of stuff. On the lid, you have the ASICS and Hidden co-branding. You also have this little mouse cursor down the bottom. The side of the box features the Hidden New York logo in this sort of pixelated checkerboard design that's supposed to mimic, I think it's called like chroma, or it's supposed to represent the transparent background. And on the inside of the box, you get some more ASICS and Hidden co-branding, with the Hidden being bordered in the fashion you're used to seeing when you might adjust logos or the size of fonts inside Photoshop and the like. And it's pretty cool. It's a very lovely box. These were 165 pounds, I think around the same sort of price in US dollars. And I picked these up off of eBay for 220 pounds. So I paid a little bit over the retail, but to be honest, it wasn't a scandalous price to pay. And these are still floating around out there for just over retail. So nothing too crazy. But the shoes themselves are pretty clean. They're pretty basic. There's nothing really out the gate crazy about them. The colorway is white and jolly green, but you also get some splashes of metallic silver. In terms of the materials, they're all very synthetic. You have this really widespread mesh underlay. You have these synthetic silver overlays that run throughout the shoe. You also have this other synthetic overlay that is a little bit creamy, a little bit gray, as well as the gel technology in the midsole, the EVA foam midsole, black rubber outsole, and then the TPU unit in the foot shank of the outsole. In terms of the hidden touches, you've got the H branding on the tongue, ASICS branding on the tongue of the left shoe. The lateral back quarter of the left shoe features the H logo, again with the adjust border you're used to seeing in your Photoshop. And then on the lateral portion of the right shoe, you've got the ASICS. The back of the right shoe also, once again, features that transparent border tool. And you've got the gel embroidery on the back of the left shoe. Ortholite insoles come complete with the ASICS co-branding on the right shoe and the H logo once again on the left shoe. The little heel tab on the back is pretty cool. It's got a lenticular vibe to it, where when you motion it one way, it says hidden, and then when you motion it the other way, you get the H logo. And it also has the 3M reflective vibe about it as well. The ASICS logo along the medial and the lateral portion of the shoe are also pixelated, carrying over again this whole digital tools theme. The shoes are really light, really comfortable on foot. Also, they have a nice balance of rigidity and sturdiness underfoot whilst also being squishy. And so I think if you're in the market for the type of cool shoe that you can either walk a long distance in, go running in, or just be on foot in for a long time, these are definitely the one. In terms of sizing, I actually went a half size up because I do like to have a little bit of extra wiggle room in the toe box. And whilst I'm fine with going a half size up on these are true to size. You don't need to go a half size up. I just like a little bit of extra room in the toe box. On foot, I think they look really nice. They're just really clean, really simple, and most of all, really comfortable. Quality control isn't bad at all. And in terms of the overall quality of the sneaker, because these are all synthetic materials, there's nothing to get giddy over in terms of the quality, but just for a regular, basic, casual sneaker that's bang on trend, which is what we're going to talk about in a moment, these are all good in my opinion. So how did ASICS come to be one of the hottest brands in sneakers in 2024? I know for a lot of you guys out there that have been into ASICS since day dot, this is almost going to be an annoying era for you guys, because you guys are going to be out there wearing your ASICS that you've been wearing for years now, and people are going to be looking at you like, oh man, you're just towing the trend, you're just jumping on. You probably get people coming up to you recommending ASICS models that you've known about since back in the day. And I'm not even going to try and front, I'm not even going to try and pretend like I've been on ASICS since back in the day. I have had plenty of ASICS before, but I've never really worn them as a fashion staple. I come from a gym background. I've been a personal trainer for 10 years, and I've often carried pairs of ASICS in my collection to go running in or to do personal training in, to train in. I've never really had ASICS in my collection as a fashion staple. And so I'll openly admit that copying ASICS in more recent times to wear casually is little more than me jumping on the trend. Now this didn't just come out of nowhere. I think we've all seen a bit of a trend shift over the past 4 or 5 years. We've come from a very Nike-centric, Jordan-centric, dominated era into a time where people are looking for more comfortability, a little bit more utility out of their footwear, as well as a more reasonable price point. And so the emergence of this whole Y2K runner trend can certainly, at least in my opinion, partially explain why we are seeing a big rise in the popularity of these ASICS runners. I want to say that the Y2K runner trend was definitely brought on in large part thanks to New Balance. I think the fatigue with Nike has inspired sneakerheads and sneaker collectors and the peripheral participants to want to get involved in other brands. ASICS have always been held up as a quality running shoe brand, and given the intersection of this Y2K runner trend and ASICS reputation, it was only inevitable that some of their models were going to catch on. And I think one of the big models that really sparked things off for ASICS in this current trend era was the Gel Kayano 14. This pair that I have that you can see here, I have been wearing a lot. I use these for running, I use these for walking the dogs, I use these for running errands. These are a really wearable shoe. They're hella comfy, really light, really breathable. And as you can see from the damage that I have been doing to these things, they are very, very wearable. I feel like the collab with Jound very much put ASICS on the map as being a real desirable shoe, because even if you look at the market currently, Jound Kayano 14s in both of the colorways are reselling for a lot of money. And ASICS don't do to them what Jordan brands do to Jordans and do them dirty with dreadful colorways. Have a look around the Gel Kayano 14 GR colorways. There are a lot of really nice, really appetizing colorways. Now, I'm not saying that all models of the Gel Kayano 14 sell out. A lot of them sit, a lot of them end up going on sale, but really nice neutral colorways, particularly this colorway that looks a little bit like the Jound colorway, have flown and sold really well. The other model that has done really, really well that I also really love wearing and is probably my favorite sneaker release of the entire year, although for slightly biased reasons, are these, the GT 2160. This is another really comfortable model. It's another reasonably priced model. And thanks to collabs like this with Earl's collection, the Ngawari, also huge collabs with the likes of Gallery Department that dropped, I think, towards the back end of last year. This model has also seen a huge uptick in popularity. And as long as the colorway is fire, these are gonna continue to be really popular. And then we come to these, the Gel NYC. There have been a number of really cool collabs. There have been a number of really cool GR colorways that have come out. And I like the idea of ASICS collaborating with a mood board turned brand with this whole digital tools motif importation. It kind of shows that ASICS are right on top of things. Now, ASICS, of course, also have some other really wicked models as well that I haven't yet tried out, that I'd love to get to try further down the line. But what they've done very well is captivate this sneakerhead and sneaker enthusiast and streetwear markets to produce the right types of shoes at the right time. And so in terms of the future for ASICS, look, I think much like New Balance, they have carved out a space for themselves right here in the sneakerhead culture. People like you and me that maybe had a really Nike or Jordan dominant collection 4, 5, 6 years ago are now starting to look at these other brands as being way more attractive because, to be honest, they're way more comfortable to wear, way more practical to wear. And of course, I'll always have a soft spot for Jordans and Nikes. It will always be my first love. I've got to say, I wear ASICS and New Balance sneakers way more than I wear my Jordans and my Nikes. And there we go. Those are my thoughts. I'm a huge fan of the GT 2160, big fan of the Kayano 14s, and big fan of these hidden joints that just came in. Let me know what you guys think. Are you guys on this ASICS runner trend? Have you added some ASICS to your collection over the past 12 months, or do you see this just as another fad? Feel free to let me know down below in the comments. As always, guys, I appreciate your comments, your likes, your engagement on the video. If you want to keep up with me in real time, go and follow me over on IG and TikTok. And hey, I will see you guys tomorrow for our weekly sneaker news wrap. Have a good day, have a good evening. I'll see you on the next one. Take care for now, and peace.